Oh yeah. Morning. Hi there. This is your sensei, Al Bob, and this is Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob, our program. It's here for Twitch, fun and games. And I haven't been around because I'm not in a place to be around. Now I'm more fluid. And that usually means not in a place where I can get on the internet. And or a place to charge my phone. I'm about 65%, so this should be a shortish one, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. In preparation for one, I'm going to go to the library, which is a good Wi-Fi zone. I'll charge my phone and get you guys. But the thing that I'm saying is,
You doing good? Okay, Mr.
thanks. School, it's a beautiful place. It's quiet. It's meditative. It's a place where you can get to your inner self. But you have to want to get to your inner self.
7.
So, we're in our mobile, digital, materialistic life. We are so distracted that we don't even know what our inner life is. And we think about ourselves completely. And inner life is when you find yourself realizing that there's something more than you, right? And there's something more than the other that tells you how good, how great, how this or that, keeps the illusion of a fixed, Donna Reed, Mickey Mouse, everything's great, oh, it will always be great, it's always wonderful. And really, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the rough edge. And, I've had all the above. And what brought me near to death was 10 years of a super hedonism, not just the average hedonism, but super hedonism. You can have a meal or two out, but not 20,000 calories a day at the richest restaurants on the planet for 10 years. Advanced heat is a message. You know, I was a professional, you know. This right here, country cooking, once a week. Had a pretty good deal on Sunday. Omelets not bad. Eggs, not bad. But the real deal is if you think you know the answer to everything. Oh, it's Satanism. Oh, it's Christianity. Oh, it's Hinduism. Oh, it's this, it's that. Oh, it's mine. I found the way to lose weight. Yeah, don't eat anything. Move around. You know, I have $90 to my name, right, until 2 weeks from now. No, that means this is like it for the next 2 weeks. You know, maybe one more time. Maybe 2 or 3 if somebody takes me out. So if you want to send me some money, I'd love it. You know, in my P.O. Box, 1165, Vinton, Vinton, Virginia, 24179. Just a gratuity, like, you know, how your grandma would send you something in the envelope. Nice little card. And I have to thank you, all of you who have, you know, because what's more interesting, more fun, more really happy for me is the letters and the cards and the pictures and the things you send me. You know, the few dollars you send me helps me buy this. And so one of the most important things in life is hope. And people who are positive minded think that, you know, or oh, everything will work out, you know, whatever that is. That's not hope. Hope is the fuel to the inner self. Hope. It's that thing that comes just in time. Hope is love's co-creation. Because it's a physical thing that you know, if you do this, this is going to happen. It may not turn out the way you think it should, or want it to, or whatever, but it'll hope is that energy, you know? And you have to be looking at your inner self for hope to work. Not to, oh, I want my family back. Oh, and then not do anything about it. You know, you want your family delivered by Amazon. No, not gonna happen. And to talk about it over and over and over and over and over. Same things. I mean, you know, my host at the school, I can't go down. Oh, I hate going to seeing people, talking to people. Why do you go down all the time? How can you be happy? I go down to get away from my host because he sits right in front, no matter where I go. He said, things are suck, oh, it's terrible. I hate blah, blah, blah. Why doesn't my YouTube do any better? You know, put something in positive in front of you. You might get somewhere. Why it's so nice? You got to be mean and terrible and rotten to people. No, you don't. Have a little more coffee when you got it.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Oh, I'll give you an hour. Kind of, yeah. Yeah. I'm getting a run out, and then that's my kicked up because I'm the only guy my host has to talk to. And it's not a talk, it's just a continual. You know, I used to be a life coach, let's call it that. I mean, people paid me to listen and then, you know, intercede or interact or help them out. And on almost any, you know. And it was a conversation because, you know, when people pay you something, they, you know, it's transactional. So instead of, you know, I'm his friend, and I am my host's friend. It's his only friend. You know? Nobody wants to hear from him. He's excellent. No, I don't want to hear from you. You're no. He wants to see his kids. He took them away. That's kind of like against the law. Take them out of state. They didn't do anything because he wants. Oh, I want it the way it was, you know, 15 years ago. There you go, baby. You're the best.
Thank you.
And you have to think. Every day for me, life is new. You know, it changes. Why I interact with people because it brings me joy. Like yesterday, I was in the library, and I was reading, and I was, you know, thinking about doing this. But you know, really, I'm going to do less of these. I'm not doing. I mean, you can't believe how much energy it takes for me to do this twice a day. And it was relatively, technically, not that tough. And the school had good Wi-Fi, but for some reason it's gone. And that's an interesting story. Friday I was preparing to do a story for you, and I couldn't. And my phone locked up. And I thought that, oh, screw my phone's up. And I had no money, you know, to get another phone. And, well, I have no pins of, you know, my YouTube and this and that. I haven't written somewhere. Don't overwork myself. I'm trying not to. Come on. No. I'm a guy who does what needs to be done to get it done. Nothing more, nothing less. And then, 3 rules. Doctor, do no harm. Right? Do not get involved unless I can have a positive outcome and protect the innocent and take them away from harm. Third, do not get involved unless I can learn something. So those 3 keep me from working too hard. But hard enough. So I have a very limited time left on this contract, this life, right? You know, who knows, you know, tomorrow, 20 years, who knows? My mom, yeah, I have everything my mom has. You know, just watch what she went through. And I'm watching, oh, that's what I'm going to be. But she didn't overdo a few things, you know. I mean, yeah, she did. She smoked a bit too much in her, from 19 to 45. And then she quit. I mean, like that. Right? And, she liked her alcohol. She was a party girl. But when it didn't serve what she wanted to do, she stopped like that. She's pretty amazing about things like that. She had willpower, like, and I got that from her. I have very strong willpower. I can do. I mean, look, I had a loss. I was 540 pounds. I am now 225. You know, that takes a little bit of willpower, right? But you put it in a proper perspective, and you can accomplish this. But if you go, I'm never doing this again, and then it's like people, I used to work with people who were addicted to things. I'm never doing drugs again. Well, they walk out the door from my clinic, and they talk to Jones, and they, you know, you wean off it, your body doesn't need it, you move on. But why do we overdo things? Because there's a hole in our heart we try to replace that loneliness, that emptiness, with drugs and alcohol, food and sex and all of that, right? But what needs to be there is love. Love's co-creation, right? So that's why I go to the library. That's why I come down here. One, to get rid of my host. Because otherwise he would just sit in front of me and go, the last video for this was, here we go again, or there we go again. And that's the last time I'm doing it, because all you got to do to see it is see that, because every single one is just the same way. And so I'm doing my best. I'm his friend. I cook him meals. He's now scared that they're poison, right? So he's who knows what he's eating. He has an issue about eating, that's for sure.
I think I used it last time. I think I'll stick with this for now.
Yep. Oh, you talked to him, Twitchy? You reached out to him on email? Right. And I've given him many, meaning he's got lots of voices in him. I have a friend of mine, she used to make over $100,000 a year, doing voiceovers. He had a live stream. Oh. He never keeps those up. I don't even know if he knows that the internet's down, which is cool, because he's got such a fancy phone. He does it over his phone rather than the internet. And that's what I mean. Folks who are so focused on themselves have no awareness of what other people's things are. And the best thing in life is becoming aware of what's around you.
Want coffee?
Mm-hmm. Thanks, man. I don't know if anyone is on stuff. Whatever. I doubt it. Yep. How many people were on this little live chat? And I wonder if folks who go there, do you know what Freudenschade is? Freudenschade is a German word. It's Freud really coined some deep words, but Freudenschade, he didn't coin it, but he used it in a psychological term. And that is when people get pleasure at watching other people suffer. That's why people go to races, car races. They're waiting for a car crash, the guy to burn. That's why people go to, more people have died in airplane-related things in air shows. Because they got these, jet fighters and big planes flying around. And they got 100, 200,000 people right there looking up at it, and these things, they make one little mistake and they wipe out 1,000 people. It's kind of like war, It's like a public display of what war would be if you were there down on the ground in the middle of it, right? And that's why I've been so earnestly talking about love's co-creation, because that's the only thing that's going to patch things up. Everything else, any religion, any political dogma, any economic thing, forget about it. Any technological thing, forget about it. It's like a joke, because all of that is an extension of the Luciferian illusion. Now, a lot of people get on my case. Lucifer's not so bad, Well, in a way, he's not, because he was created by love's co-creation, and we were put here in this sandbox to work our edges off, right? It's like sanding them off, right? Our soul, right? Our inner self. But when we live in a world so distracted, and that's what the movie The Matrix is about, is how our inner life is totally distracted. And Neo really didn't get really plugged in until he lost his sight. They can see everything. The Oracle was the same way. She was blind, so but she could see everything. Now the architect knew everything down to the 0.000, but he couldn't see anything. So that's what we're here to do. The only way we can do that is to love, to put our love out, not expecting anything back, right? But to love others, right? My host has no clue because he yells at me, like today, came down, the first thing he said, "You left the bedroom door open, I told you expressly, close the door." And that was his way to distract himself, right? Because he's had 2 years, 2.5 years to get a life. I mean, he's in an amazing place. We don't have to really worry about his economic reality. He's a talented guy. He's got a lot of education. He can teach anywhere. He can do anything. Just go on his page and look at when he went to Mysticon. Now that was a place I thought that was great. I had a great time. There were 1,000 people who were passionate about what they were doing. And if you interacted with them, go look at my YouTube, and about 7 or 8 of those. Kind of walk around and talk to people and read their palms and pro. That is interacting in life. I did one my host had a panel discussion, and then the ones he did, and he basically said, "I'm the best. You suck. Why should I even talk to you?" And no, sorry. These people are actually out there doing it, being passionate about what they're doing. And they had 80 films there. They had 80 filmmakers he could have talked to. And about 40 of them were right in the city of Roanoke. I mean, there's no one here in Roanoke for me to talk to. Time in, time out. He's 41 years old or so. And this is how he's been. And I've stuck at it for 2.5 years thinking, the only way I can, maybe by my, example, and he, you don't do anything. All you do is go down and talk to people. Yeah, maybe you should do that. I cook his meals. I make these amazing meals. When he does it, he says, "This is amazing." This is virtually every freaking meal I give him. It's like the first meal here. Whoa! And up to then, he's got a real issue with food. He can't eat food. He has to eat like this. And there's always something wrong with it. There's carbs in that. Well, there's carbs in everything. If you're eating a vegetarian diet, you're eating carbs. So, anyway. But this afternoon, about 2 o'clock, I will be talking about this concept of the inner self, of hope, charity, right? And the things that in our culture right now, and the biggest thing fighting against it, and the powers that shouldn't be, and the hidden hand, they want everyone in a box. They want everyone, like my host, they want everyone, every human, to be like that guy. Right? Not passionate, not loving, viewing everyone as their enemy, and what they're doing. There's this little box on front. It's like anything else. It's a two-edged sword. It's like a hammer. Someone can build you a house or whack you in the head. Right? And what I would really push, and everybody else who watches this, I'm not going to be around. Maybe one or two of these a week. Maybe. When I have over I'm pushing 500 shows on my channel, Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Alba, right? And I'm going back and watching because I was looking, Jamie Hilliard got knocked off. Yeah, I didn't block him. And he said, oh, just go back and find me in one of those chats and push the button. I looked at 40 shows. I mean, that was very weird. And then when I couldn't get my phone to work, I thought that was, oh my God. But, it was really great because first I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to, I don't know anybody's phone numbers, blah, 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 blah. But I got anxious. I've got the mother of all anxious loads right above me. So I went to sleep, I meditated to let it all go. And I had a great dream about it'll be great that I don't have it, so it'll be great that I'm not connected. It'll work out because I have like 450, 460 shows up already, and go back and watch them. I went back looking for Jamie and I watched 40, and each one is different. Each one is great. So I'm not gonna, go back and start watching the 450 that way. Start, like throw a dart at it, hit it any place. The very beginning is kind of cute because I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't. And but I was out there in the deep woods. Good. And get one of these things. Composition book. I like how it shows it backwards. Composition book, right? And just start writing. I watch the show and just let things pop in your head. It's like autonomic writing. And that's how I make these shows. I meditate, I sit down, I just start writing ideas down, right? And the last thing I was working on before my phone died, I really did, was this concept of I just finished reading a book. This woman's name is Sahasha, Shoshana, and her last name is Zuboff. And she's like an economist, a technologist, and a guy like me, a girl. And she wrote a book, Age of Surveillance Capitalism, where our little devices are taking in all this information about. We are Googling Google. Google is Googling us. And they're taking everything who and what we are, all our preferences, all we do, and they're making an algorithm of us. And they're selling that. They're selling that to the state. They're selling it to corporations to sculpture a world to hem us in. To incarcerate us in our likes and dislikes, our thumbs up and thumbs down. And that's our new prison cell. And that is, her book is so spot on. And Naomi Campbell, if you've ever read any of her books. So many people are speaking to this in so many different ways. As or more eloquent than I. Right? I know you're going, say it's not so Sensei Alba, but yes. Go and look at my writing at xratted blogspot.com. see, oh, right, and then you can compare it to other folks. But people can get really stuck in their little thing. I try to expand as much as I can because I've lived with a number of old shamans, right? The old crone, both Grandfather Davids, and then the other shamanic folk who had no names, grandfather was the closest I got to a name for these guys. Because they were, I was an anthropologist where I was the first white guy that these people had seen. I mean, they're still wearing grass skirts. I mean, I lived with a lot of tribal people who, they were out there in the outback, but they were still wearing cowboy hats and wearing I Love New York t-shirts. But I lived with people who I was the first white guy. Now, they heard of white guys, but they didn't see or get influenced by them. And I was sent to them. If you go back and look for the show The Boys in the Band, me and Brazil, and the Nazis were there in a big way. And the Doctore, he sent me out because they were going to obliterate them, and he knew that I could relate to those guys. They could relate to me. And he basically wanted me to say to them, hey, your beautiful paradise is going to be obliterated in a year or two. You better, get the hell out of Dodge. Or we're going to come and kill you all. Because that's pretty much what they did in Brazil, Australia, and Africa, the United States, everywhere. That is one of the components of killing our community's heart. By treating everyone as the other. Only good ending is a dead one, Kill those gaps. Kill those not him. Interesting, they didn't say Nazis, they said Jerry's. Are you ready? I thought all the guys fought in World War II were like Jerry Lewis. Hey, lady! Anyway. So that's what I'm going to think about and talk about. And I'd like it if you do. I tend to think about it and like about it too. Now my battery's probably dying, so I'm going to bail. Okay? I'm going to turn my phone off.